A Rule of the Ring qualifying match, Michael Hyman versus The Butcher. The Butcher and Michael Hyman match. This was a quick match. Hyman dominated most of this match and picked up the victory, only to find out that this was a fixed match. The Butcher and Hyman somehow came up with an agreement saying if they were both to face each other in a qualifying match, that Hyman would get the win. Which is not right, in my opinion. It's not right. It should be a competition. So, basically, they said they weren't going to leave the ring. Butcher said that they had more stuff to do. But that stuff would actually come a little bit later, as Zangief was coming down the ring, saying that he deserved the title shot. And this was supposed to be his match and against Shaun of the Dead, but out came Gangster Shaun, which was a fairly ironic twist, which makes you want to go back to the days of Wall and Bump, you know, coming out with his different personas, you know, everything, you know, like the Amish one, him as a rapper, Wall Bump himself, you know. It's just, you know, really, really good that they're kind of paying homage to that, you know. So, we have that. Shaun of the Dead, or Gangster Shaun, excuse me, talks a little smack, and we have our match going on their way. Definitely a David and Goliath situation, but somehow, someway, Shaun of the Dead overcomes the odds, much like one John Cena, and picks up the victory using the Crank That, which is obviously something that no man should do. Excuse me 1 minute, I'm getting a phone call. This is completely unprofessional. I'll be right back. Damn telemarketers. Alright, so where was I? Oh yes, you know, we had, after the Zangief match with Shaun of the Dead, or excuse me, Gangster Shaun coming out on top, we had a little madness. Hardcore madness, to be exact. So we had Sonya Blade, who's the hardcore champion from Destruction, get taken out by Triple H with the pedigree, thus becoming the hardcore champion, is Triple H. And then Triple H gets blindsided by Randy Orton with the RKO punt, or the punt, or whatever it's officially called as. Then we have, so Randy Orton is your new hardcore champion. So this would continue, but not till later. When we have the next match on the card, which was Victor Fang versus Spawn in a Rule of the Ring qualifying match. This was mainly all Fang the entire match, up until the end when Fang was probably just about ready to go for the Fang Bang, and the virus alert came up, which has been coming up the past couple times, saying DWA will fail, or I think it's fall. And Spawn comes back, you know, re-energized, and picks up the victory, and is now in the Rule of the Ring, which is very, very ironic, isn't it? But let's not dwell on that, as we have more madness, you know? So we have Barack Obama, President of the United States and SMF Commissioner, taking out Randy Orton, becoming the, God, how many hardcore champions has that been? 50? Maybe 60? No one will ever know. Which was short-lived due to Edge coming back, and geez, Edge has been like the hardcore champion like 6 times now. It's amazing, you know, being the opportunist as he is. So Edge is now your hardcore champion, but before Edge could escape, Michael Hyman blindsides him, and doesn't go for the pin, just walks away. He's the hardcore champion. What are you gonna do? Then we figure out they had a plan. They weren't done. Butcher comes out, pins Edge. He's the hardcore champion. So we have Hyman in the Royal of the Ring match. You follow me? You follow me? And the Butcher, your hardcore champion. I smell a little something fishy. But I digress. We go into the main event, which could be one of those a great pay-per-view main events, in my opinion. Annie Flash versus Nightwing for the DWA World Title. This match was back and forth. But once again, the night turned again. Nightwing doesn't regain, becomes a two-time DWA Heavyweight Champion, and how different a response it was versus the other time. It was incredibly different. Instead of cheers and celebration and jubilee, there was booing. And maybe a couple sodas were thrown at him. I couldn't tell on the tape, but it was definitely not a pretty sight down there. But this makes it all more interesting leading up to Ruler of the Ring 2009, especially with that Ruler of the Ring match. 29 will enter, 30 will enter, 29 will fall. Only one man can realize his destiny. That destiny could go maybe to Anti-Flash. Maybe will be scorned to win back his title at Destruction Mania 2. Only time will tell how this saga will unfold. But for now, that's my review of DWA. And now we're going to take it down to Atlanta, where my pal Andrew is going to have our review of SCAW. Andrew, you there, man?